Sandy says read, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to do the dragon book tag, and I have a little friend joining me, although the little friend probably isn't going to be here for very long. He keeps jumping off my shoulder. Or so I'm going to just tell you that's what's happening. He keeps falling off my shoulder. Okay, so my little dragon friend is probably going to fall off the shoulder, and we'll do this tag with him just sitting next to us. And that'll work out better. This is the dragon book tag. It originated over at Cobalt Dragon channel, which I am so glad that now I am aware of, because I can now subscribe to that channel and follow along for dragony goodness over there. Over here at this channel, we sometimes do dragony content. You would think that we do dragon content a whole lot more often over here, given how much I am obsessed with fantasy and dragons in my fantasy. So we are going to rock this tag, you guys. This is going to be awesome and great. Hang on, he's sliding again. Okay, this is what he looks like. Isn't he a cute little dragon? Let me see if I got him for you. You can see his eyes. He's very bendy. I got him at a Renaissance festival here near the Tampa area. It's been several years ago. Okay, there he is. He's going to sit there while we finish this tag. Okay, you guys, this tag originated over at Cobalt Dragon, and I will put a link to that original video, that original tag video, in the drop-down box below. I have seen it at a bunch of other channels because I wanted to see what everyone was doing with this tag. It is quite nice. So I've been watching other people's versions of this tag and how other people are interpreting the prompts, because a couple of these prompts, they had me a little confused. The ones at the end had me a little confused, but it's all good. It's all wonderful. We're going to enjoy this greatly. Trust me. We're going to start with prompt number 1, as you do. The Hobbit. Smaug loved gold and shiny things. What book or series that you enjoyed features gold, shiny items, or has a shiny cover? Now, you guys, I gathered some things that we're going to talk about over here in just a second, but first let us begin talking about Smaug, the name Smaug, and let us consult the text. All right, we have Sweet's Anglo-Saxon Primer here in my hand, and we're going to go to, it's not the word Smaug itself, but I've looked up for you guys. Let me see if I can find it again. Smaug-chan. Smaug-chan is the word for smoke, okay? And that is, I believe, where Tolkien got the word, or where he derived the word Smaug from, where he got the name Smaug from. Because listen to it, Smaug and smoke and smog, that smoky feel for the name. And of course, dragons having smoke, having that furnace inside of them, can produce smoke and smog. That name is just fantastic for a dragon. I mean, it is chef's kiss for a dragon, right? And I have a little bit of a beef with Tolkien for taking the absolute perfect name for a dragon and using it all those many years ago. And now no other fantasy author can use it. I mean, really, no other fantasy author could get away with using Smaug for a dragon's name. At least you can't get away with it without being accused of stealing from Tolkien. And I'm disappointed by that, because it's so perfect. I mean, it's a perfect name for a dragon. Perfect. And I would like to have named one of my dragons Smaug, and I can't because Tolkien did it first. Okay, so let's now talk about some shiny books on my shelf. I start with Dracula. This particular version of Dracula is very shiny. I can't see this. I can't see the screen anymore. No, hang on. Yes, I can. I just need to do this. Okay. Yeah, okay. You can see how shiny that is, right? Isn't that nice and pretty and shiny? This particular version of Dracula is a very shiny cover, and that's what attracted me to this version of Dracula, was the shiny cover, because like a dragon, I'm attracted to shiny things. It's very nice. Okay. Done waving that at you. We'll put this over here. I also was attracted to this book, Splintered by A.G. Howard, because of its shiny and beautiful cover. Okay. And when we talk about, further down in the list, they're going to ask us a question about, do you purchase books because of the cover? And yeah, this one, I purchased because of the cover, because it's beautiful. Look how pretty that is. That's a shiny, pretty book. Hold on, guys. There's more. There's more. Then recently, like I would say in the last 6 months, I purchased this book, A Language of Dragons, because it is shiny gold and gorgeous. And look at it. It's A Language of Dragons. That sounds intriguing, right? I saw this on the shelf at, I think, Walmart, right? In the book section of Walmart, of all places. But hey, I grabbed it off the shelf. Look how shiny, right? It's very cool. And I did read the back cover. That cover is just this. I did read the inside flap, and it seems interesting. It seems intriguing. I look forward to reading it when I finally get around to it. But this one was a shiny book. I also have looked at children's books. There are a lot of just beautifully illustrated children's books that come up with, I wouldn't say so much shiny, but beautiful covers. This one I pulled off the shelf as an example. This is Beauty and the Beast. The illustrator is Kinuko Y. Craft. And we recently did on our fractured fairy tale challenge here on the channel, I spoke about one of Kinuko Y. Craft's books. I think it was Sleeping Beauty that we went over. I have a handful of books that are illustrated by this particular artist. This is just beautiful. I mean, look how gorgeous that is, right? Not necessarily shiny, but beautiful. And if you're a fan of Firefly, shiny applies. Now let's open it up and look inside at how pretty it is. Look at the detail in here too. Look, there's a cute little bird. You see the cute little pet bird? Yeah, I think that's nice. Birds are going to come into play in a second here, you guys. But look at how the illustrator interpreted the beast for this one. Isn't that cool? I think that's really nice. But also in here, I mean, and for a children's book, this is just wonderful. Let me see if I can find. Hold, please. I'll get to it. Hang on. Okay, here, look. This reminds me of Ophelia, the painting by John Everett Millay. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And to find that in a children's book is wonderful. I think that's great. You know, introducing children not just to the stories and, you know, the fairy tales, but wonderful, cool illustrations and wonderful art, Renaissance art, as it were. Okay, what else did I want to show you for shiny books? Was that all the shiny books? Maybe. Oh, no, one more with not gold, but silver. I read Naomi Novak's Spinning Silver, and this one has gold and silver coins in it because the main character has to collect money. Yeah. Okay, is that enough for the first prompt? Have we beat that into the ground? Hang on, let me go back to the prompts on my screen. You guys know I have to have these on the screen because I can't print them out. Okay, so what book or series you enjoyed features gold, shiny items, or has it? Okay, we covered it. Those out of the way, let's go to prompt number 2. Dancing with Dragons. Dragons and cats go together. Do you have cats? A favorite book, or do you have cats? Let's talk about a favorite book or series that features cats. Guys, I'm gonna switch this up a little bit, okay? I do like cats. I used to have a pair of cats, Troilus and Cresseide. Yes, I'm a Chaucer fan. Okay, so Troilus and Cresseide were my 2 little cats. And Troilus, bless his heart, he wasn't very smart. They were both rescues, right? And I think that he had some challenges in his head. In fact, a veterinarian shared that he probably had some challenges due to his heritage being a rescue coming from questionable parentage. I'm like, oh man, that's really sad. So basically he was challenged. Yeah, but he was so sweet. He could be anywhere in my house and I could call his name and he would come to me and curl up in my lap and get his scritches. Well, he's just darling, sweet cat, wonderful cat. Anyway, I see a parallel and similarities between dragons and parrots more than I see a parallel between dragons and cats. Track with me here, follow with me here. I have pet parrots now in my life currently, and I was going to bring a couple of them in here to be with me during filming, but they were a little rambunctious this morning. So rather than have them like flying at the camera, they are placated with treats in the other room. Here's the thing. Parrots, like dragons, enjoy shiny things. Parrots, like dragons, hoard their toys, shred their toys also, but like hoard their toys, hoard their food, hoard their treats, hoard their stuff. Parrots, like dragons, are incredibly smart. Oh my goodness. Parrots, like dragons, are quite manipulative. You guys, I am trained. I didn't train my parrots. They trained me, which I probably shouldn't admit on film, but I'm telling you, like Miss Mouse, my African gray parrot, she is so smart. And she has trained me. She has a bird safe bells in her cage. So first thing in the morning, when I give everyone their food and I hand her her food dish, if I have prepared it correctly, she will ding the bell to reward me. Yes. So I have learned how to prepare her food correctly so that I can get the bell reward. I know how. She likes her pistachio to be in the center on top of the food. That's what I've learned. And so if everything is prepared and presented correctly, I get the bell dinged for me. Yeah. I explained this to my bird sitter. So like when I travel on business trips and the bird sitter comes in and gives everyone their food in the morning, I explained this to the bird sitter. And my bird sitter and her husband were here at the house one time, and she did it right. She got the bell, and she texted me. She's like, I got the bell this morning. I'm like, score. And her husband told her, achievement unlocked. Yeah, it is like having an achievement unlocked. Anyway, the point is parrots can be manipulative just like a dragon can be manipulative. Okay, so I see a parallel between dragons and parrots more so than dragons and cats. Talk to me about it in the comments below. State your case for why you think cats are more like dragons than parrots. Or do you support what I'm saying and you think dragons and parrots are more alike? I actually put a little article about it in my upcoming newsletter. So the May 1st Sandy Says Read newsletter has some other similarities that I see, specifically mouse and dragons. Yeah. And they're getting worked up. You can hear them in the other room. I keep saying mouse's name, so they're like listening. They hear it. Okay, so a favorite book or series that features cats. So how about a favorite book or series that features parrots? Did I write any down? No, of course I didn't. Because why would I be that organized? I did write down that Cassandra Morgan is an author I know, an author friend of mine, and she puts cats into her books. They don't necessarily the ones I've read are not necessarily the focal point. They're not necessarily a main character, but they are in the books. And she is a member of an author group, an author like society of authors who write about cats. They have cats in their books. It's a thing, you guys. It's like it's a whole group, obviously. And they have like a convention once a year where they meet and get together and talk about how they're including cats as characters in their novels and cats as main characters and how the cats work and da 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 da. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. Okay. Shall we move on to prompt number 3? Prompt number 3, Dragonology. What crafts or hobbies do you enjoy? Do you have books about crafts and hobbies? I do have some. You guys know I write. I am an author, but I don't consider that a hobby. I consider that the side hustle. But I do enjoy crochet, which I have not done. Oh, you guys, I haven't done crochet in so long. My great-grandmother taught me how to crochet. Yeah, so I've got so many books on crochet, and I do have a couple books on knitting, although knitting was not the thing. I didn't learn how to knit. Although I will tell you, when I crochet, I throw the yarn as if I'm knitting. It's just how I do it. Okay, so this book is what I brought to show you guys. Afghans. Let's see, Afghans for all seasons. And I've made a couple of these out of this book, Isaac Berger. There you go. So that's a book about crafts and hobbies. Yeah, there we go. That one. All right, next is prompt number 4, Dragon Art. Do you have a favorite artist? And we're going to talk about books featuring artists. Answers can be about any type of artists, musicians, authors, painters, etc. Okay, so we're going to start. I don't want to forget to mention Megan Kissinger. She is an artist who does illustrations and working with different mediums like paint and oils and that kind of thing. She's amazing and great. Then musicians, you guys, Duran Duran. Yes, that is my favorite artist, Duran Duran. I've been a Duranie for 40 plus years. So there we go. In fact, I have a book. I would be remiss if I did not mention my book, 100 Things Duran Duran Fans Should Know and Do During This Life. Yeah, it's a finalist in the Imagine Awards for a nonfiction category this year. Yay! There are 2 other books that are also finalists. So there's 3 of us in that category, in the nonfiction category. And Jen Selinsky's book, her Genesis book, I'm forgetting the title. I'm so sorry. That one, I'm rooting for Jen and her Genesis book. They're all the reasons. Okay, so that was favorite artist. Music artist is Duran Duran. Favorite painter or illustrator is Megan Kissinger. But I do want to show you guys some dragon art. We need to look at some art because we must. Okay. First of all, I do have little dragon figurines and dragon things all over my house. I've got dragon stuff everywhere. It's a thing. You guys, I write about dragons. It's a thing that, you know what? A minute ago, I was showing you the, hold please. I was showing you the definition from Sweet's Anglo-Saxon Primer, and the bookmark that I used was the Team Malachi sticker, because Malachi is my main dragon. I don't know if you can see that, is my main dragon in my Choices series, and I made stickers for the dragon. I mean, dragon stuff is just a part of my existence, I guess you could say. Yeah, I very much enjoy the dragons. I've got dragon stuff sitting here on the shelf behind me for today's video. All right, it's all around me. We also have here an Atlas of Tolkien by David Day, and it has some dragon stuff in it. There you go. Very nice. And of course, there is my book, Choices Meant for Gods, with a dragon on the freaking front cover. The gal who did this, Olivia, hold please, and I'll tell you. She's out of the Ukraine, and she does quite a number of covers for Seventh Star Press. It's just a lovely, Olivia Pro Design. She did this cover, and she did just an amazing job on it. I mean, it's fantastic. She did all 3 books in the trilogy, and she knocked it out of the park. Of course, there's a dragon on the front cover of book 1 because dragons, it's my thing. All right, there is some dragon art that I brought here into the room to show you guys. Hold on. Back up a little bit so I could make room to show you guys this. This piece, a friend of mine got for me at Imaginarium a few years ago. This is simply huge and gorgeous and fabulous. Look at that. Isn't that very nice? Yes. It's got my signature color of purple all over it, of course, and a big old dragon there in the middle. And you know, these amethysts going on. I mean, it's like this was made specifically for me. It's just fantastic. Look at that. That's lovely dragon, right? Okay. I have more. Hold on. I had to edit this up too much because it's going to get choppy and crazy looking. But I also have this cute little dude. How cute is that? And on the back, it says, May I Go Out to Play by Alan F. Beck. And this was copyrighted in 2002. Isn't that sweet? I just love that. Little baby dragons. So I think baby dragons are adorable too. Other small dragon here. Now this one might have a little bit of a glare, so let's see what we can do. There. We have the small dragon with Mama Dragon. Again, this one obviously is framed. I have this one hanging on the wall in my office where I work. Also, hanging in the office is one that I couldn't get off. I didn't bother trying to get it off the wall, but I did take pictures of it. Oh yeah, you guys, I'm going to regale you with pictures too. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see if there's a glare on that. Of course there is. Let's move it like so. There. Okay. that is hanging on the wall in the den as well. Dragon. He's kind of a mean looking dragon. I have a couple of framed dragon prints hanging in the jungle portion of the parrots room. In the other room, I didn't take pictures of those because we have this. You guys, the ring light is, oh, there. Can you see that at all? That is a plaque that my bird sitter got for me. Isn't that nice? There you go. Recently, that's a recent addition. And then over here in this corner, I have like the top of my bookshelf has dragon stuff, and like the two shelves below are like some Tolkien and a bunch of dragon things. And yeah, so that where you can see maybe. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is just ridiculous. Hang on. There, can you see that at all? But you can kind of see the dragon things, and it's almost, I don't know, is it almost cliche to say that my favorite dragon artist is what, Cirulo? Is that how you pronounce his name, Cirulo? But he does a very nice job. And that's his, one of his calendars, one of his dragon calendars that's up there. And then that dragon book of dragon art, that's his as well. But I've got all kinds of dragon books of like dragon art because it's just cool. And when I'm writing dragon stuff, sometimes I need to just look something up and just be inspired by the dragony things. Yeah, okay. Have I beat that one to death? I've shown you artwork from dragony stuff. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to the prompts and see if I covered that. Dragon art. So books featuring artists. So yeah, those different dragon books that I have up there, they are artists' works. Is that good enough? Okay. Oh yeah, I also have a dragon calendar here. March, April. We're still in April. Yeah, we're still in April. So here's April. And this particular dragon calendar. Oh, does it tell me who the artist is? Anne Stokes. Dragon Legends of the World by Anne Stokes. So that's what this one is. Okay. Is that enough dragon art for now? Probably. There's probably other artwork that this tag intended for us to talk about, but that's what we're doing now. Dragon art. Prompt number 5. Let's move on to prompt number 5. And it says, how to live with dragons. How to live with dragons. Do you cover by? And what are your favorite covers? What book or series did you enjoy that features dragons? And oh, yes, I cover by. I think in a recent tag here, I spoke of how I almost bought a fantasy book based on the cover at a recent book festival. I mean, I walked up to the table, the cover was, oh, so very cool. I'm like, oh my God, this is right up my alley. There's dragons. There's, you know, the colors of it were awesome. It just looked, it was high fantasy. It was awesome, but it was like first person present tense. And I couldn't get past that. And so I didn't buy it, but that was going to be a cover buy, just looking at it. But one of the books that was a cover buy for me, and there's a cool story behind this, was Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. So way back in the day, I purchased this like back in the 90s, I purchased this book. I purchased it as a paperback, a little trade paperback book, put it on my shelf and went about my day, went about my business, doing all my stuff, not really paying attention to the fact that it was there. I wanted to read it, but didn't get to it. And then I was in, you know what, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, wherever. And I saw this book and I saw this cover, this Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. I'm like, oh my God, that's a great cover. And I bought the book again as a hardcover. And I got home and I'm putting it on the shelf and I went, oh, I already own this. Because it's just that cool of a cover. It's just that interesting. I mean, look at this red dragon. It's just so nifty. And, you know, you've got the hero on the dragon and he's reaching down to the damsel. It just was cool. I liked it. Everything about the castle in the background, the coloring of it. It's a really cool cover. And then I got to meet Terry Goodkind at a signing. So I took this book to the signing and he did sign it for me. And we chatted for a bit. And I told him that story. I said, I bought this book twice because I love the cover. And he shared with me that he wasn't really keen on the cover. And we all know he did, when he was alive, he did talk quite a bit about the fact that he didn't love these covers of the first couple books. He really liked the covers that he helped design for the subsequent books, the reissues of the covers that he helped design for the future books. So He didn't really care for this one, but man, it worked on me. So yes. All that to say, yes, I do cover buy. I do buy books based on the cover. There was a book about Caroline Ingalls in a Barnes and Noble one time, and I was just walking past the table and I saw it. And I'm like, shoo. I didn't even open it. I didn't even look at the back cover. I saw the front cover and it had like Caroline Ingalls, and I think that was the name of it, Caroline. I knew, just looking at the cover, I knew I was going to want to read that, but I just picked it up and added it to the stack on my arm as I kept walking by, because I knew based on the cover, I wanted to read it. That, and I'm a Laura Ingalls Wilder fan. Okay, let's see. So yes, I often cover buy. So there's Wizard's First Rule. What else does this question ask? What book or series did you enjoy that features dragons? Okay, so Dragon Riders of Pern, that's a series that featured dragons that I did enjoy. But overall, you guys, I don't know that I've really, I think I'm fussy. I think that I have this like ideal of how I want my dragons to be and what I want them to do and how I want them to act. So when I'm reading a series that features dragons, I'm just like, ooh, hang on now. The dragon should do this. And I shouldn't be that way. So I don't know that I have a series that features dragons that I would suggest to you guys as, oh, this one is awesome and great. You know, I don't think that I would. I did start reading, Robin Hobb had a series that was released in like the 2010s. Maybe it was the late 2000s. I don't remember now. But the ships were made of dragon wood. There was a whole thing behind that and how the dragon wood came about. And like these, there were dragons that had like gone insane. And that was intriguing. That was interesting. I didn't read the whole series. Okay. Also in my hand, I have here Beowulf. Why did I bring Beowulf for this question? I wrote down Beowulf, Hobbit, Dragon Riders of Pern, Wizard's First Rule in answer to prompt number 5. And I don't know why those are in answer to prompt number 5. Do you cover buy? Yes. Well, yeah, when Christopher released the translation of his dad's stuff for Beowulf, I did purchase this. Like a cover buy, I guess you would say. We're going to move on to prompt number 6 because I no longer remember why I had this as an answer with prompt number 5. We're moving on to prompt number 6, which is star magic. Do you have a favorite constellation? I don't think that I do. I would probably fall back and say the Big Dipper just because you can find it. I don't. And a favorite astronomy book? No, not really. Prompt number 7, Chinese horoscope. Book about astrology or astronomy. Book or series that features the movement of stars and planets. All right, so where did I put these? You guys, I'm not sure how to respond to this one. So I'm just going to do my own thing here. I've looked at the way I've listened to the way other folks have responded to this one. And I want to kind of play with it a little bit. With the Chinese New Year or the Chinese lunar calendar, I was born in the year of the dog. So I'm a dog. Yay. But last year, in February of 2024, we started here on the channel a dragon reading challenge because it was the year of the dragon for the Chinese lunar year. And I have continued that, even though now I think we're in the year of the snake. Didn't at the end of January, we started the year of the snake, which, serpent, we're still in the scaly things. So sort of dragony, right? Okay. Anyway, so we started doing a dragon reading challenge and reading dragon books and doing dragon things as part of like a dragon New Year thing here on the channel. That's as far into like astrology and astronomy and that's really as far as I get into that. Okay, so a book or series that features the movement of stars and planets. Okay, I read The Sirens of Titan not too long ago. I guess that I read this for a sci-fi reading challenge or readathon back in like 2018, 2019, back in 2018, I think. I read this one. And so it has stars and planets. They're not moving, they're just there. Also, I wanted to bring up The Mote in God's Eye by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle. I can't find it on my shelf. You think I would have it sitting next to The Gripping Hand since, you know, this is the sequel. It's not on the shelf. I don't know. It's probably I don't know why it wasn't sitting next to this book, but it wasn't. So I'm going to show you The Gripping Hand. Okay. Also, I wrote Move the Stars, which kind of fits this right there. Okay, movement of stars and planets, move the stars. I wrote this one. It is a dragon story about a young lady who helps her people by moving the stars. Yeah, there's earthquakes and giant dragons involved. Is that good enough? Does that cover it? Okay. Prompt number 8 is tag others. You guys, seriously, I'm late to the party on this, even though I think the prompt has only been around, the tag has only been around for like 2 weeks maybe, but everyone's doing it, which is awesome and great. We love us some dragons here at the Sandy Says Read channel. In fact, I love dragons so much that I have dragon merchandise. Yeah, we just went into the commercial part of the tag. I have merchandise. Like at my channel, I have things like got dragons. My dragon can eat your sparkly vampire. I also have one that says got dragons. The best book boyfriends are dragons. I've got dragony stuff because I love the dragons. The commercial is over. You guys, thumbs up for dragons and dragon books and just all the good dragony stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sitting through this mayhem and chaos and crazy. Thank you for putting up with the little inserts of my own promotional stuff. But it's dragons, you guys. I write them. I love them. It's my thing. I couldn't help it. It's going to squeak in there. Thanks for putting up with it.